Why is important the survey? Have you ever thought about it? Like, why is so important the survey? Why does the lender ask for the survey if there's already a survey in place?
You want to see where your boundary lines are.
You want to see where your boundary lines are?
Where the electricity is running.
Mm-hmm. Your encroachments and easements.
Gas and all this kind of stuff.
Now that is like good, but taxes. Remember, you pay taxes on it. If you do a driveway, you need permits. And guess what? Whenever you go to your taxes, let's do the property search. Let's do my dad's. Is this working? Okay. ¿Dónde está personal? 2025, 2022. Okay. Value plus details. Okay, so no aparece aquí. So my dad's house has a big, long driveway. A huge driveway. Google Maps. Okay. There you go. He has that long ass driveway. That was like 20 grand. He pays taxes for that because that's considered an improvement. If you pour concrete, that's an improvement.
And how much extra you have to pay for the driveway? The taxes?
That depends on that depends on the appraisal.
So should I just put bricks instead of concrete?
That's why you pay for permits, and then you need to be approved for whatever that brown thing, I don't know what's it called, for the drainage. They have to come inspect and let you know what kind of drainage you have to come with, like how wide or big or whatever. And after that, they have to come and inspect again how you did it. Like if you're changing your driveway.
So what did y'all have before? Just dirt?
Yeah.
And rocks probably? And then
It was bad. That house was like, you will like just get a match and just throw it there. That house was bad. And they redid everything, plumbing, electrical, flooring. Now the house is something else. I'll show you later. But that's why it's important, the survey. The survey is important because the appraisal district, they tax you over that. That's why they come and do the survey. Because like even if they do a porch in the back, that's called an improvement. So you pay taxes for that. Have you seen that whenever like you're in the outside and now they do a fence? Why people do just the farm fence, like just the poles? They don't do like the regular fence because that's an improvement.
say that again. Sorry.
the improvements. So whatever improvement you do to
Like people are doing, you said people are
just the farm fences, which is like, the regular wood pole, and then like the
chicken
string.
wire sort of.
Yeah, chicken string. Yeah.
So if I already have a fence and I put a new fence, is that an improvement?
But whenever the appraisal district comes here and they're gonna look at your house that you are making improvements, why do they go with this cars? Because the more money that you put into your house, the more improvements that you make, the city, the appraisal district gets more in
So
taxes.
if I already have a fence there, and if I already have a fence there and it got blown by
Oh, no,
or
that
something.
you can just, it's a replacement. That doesn't count. That's
So-
good.
So that's the only improvement if it wasn't there at all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I already, so I've seen places where they have a tag on the fence. That's because the tag is there because there was no fence or because they made it new.
No, it has to be because there was no
There
fence.
was no fence.
Yeah, like in the driveways. Like if you look before the driveways, I don't know if we can. I think he did the driveway like in 20. When he did it.
So, I thought you had to get a permit if it's over 8 feet for security. You're not allowed to put a fence, just a regular fence for security.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Permit for that?
No, you don't need a permit for a fence.
So why?
But that's considered an improvement. I'm talking about the taxes.
Got it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've seen where people put like a sticker on the fence, and I'm thinking, is that for the fence or is that something for the house?
What kind of sticker? Like
Like the red tags, when you see it stuck on the fence when you're driving and let's say they're doing improvements and they put a red tag, right? It's not because of the fence; it's for something else, right?
yeah, sometimes it just
Or
depends.
could it be for the fence?
It just depends, like, because remember also you need to put the fence like on your property line. If you're taking square footage out of it, like they're gonna come to you.
Yeah, but you don't need to get a permit to put a fence.
No, you don't need a permit.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Yeah, no, not for a fence. For a driveway, you need a
yeah, for
permit.
a fence.
Yeah, not for a fence.
Because I've driven where they have red stickers on fences, and I'm like, was that because they put a new iron fence?
Mm-mm. And if they have an HOA, make sure to read what kind of fences are approved in that subdivision.
When I
But-
use that city clubs too.
Yes, because I sold the house in Beaumont, and he was like those the iron ones that are like a triangle or something like that. I don't know how they call chain links.
The hurricane.
Yeah, the chain links fences, and we read it. We were good. We were cool. All of a sudden, there was this bitch ass lady, and she wanted to be part of the HOA, and nobody liked her. She started going to every single house, taking picture of the houses, of the trash cans outside, and the fences, and she started sending it. Those people were pissed, and they knew who that was. And now the HOA was trying to find them because of a freaking trash can outside. I mean, you're just coming out from work like 5 o'clock. I mean, you're not gonna wait for the trash truck to come in. So it was like that. And he was like, "Hey Cynthia, we saw it. Like I never." And I'm like, "Yeah, me neither. We never saw that you cannot do a chain link." Well, they changed the rules for the HOA. Mind you, he was in that property for 9 months before he got that. So I'm like, they would have never known. First off, and then they wanted to change all that, and it was half an acre. So that was like $5,000.
I bought a house, and later on in life, they made it historic,
Yes.
which is to me like historic. You can't change the windows, you can't change the front, you can't do a lot of stuff. And I feel like I should be grandfathered because I was there before historic became. But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no. And then the other thing, because you have a lot of so the deed restrictions is something from the county. It's completely different than the HOA.
Now, is that something? Are you able to show us that, like how to get a community and pull up those deed restrictions? Is that something?
Sometimes,
That's easy public or how does?
yeah. So if you go, you're asking a lot of my tools. So when it comes to like the property, I like to go property. I do it property record. Property records. There you go.
Real property record.
Yes, real property records. So let's say the same thing. Let's say
Is that realpropertyrecords.com or what is that?
this is, look, it's Harris County Clerk.
Harris County Clerk.
Yeah, and you go property. You go real property.
Okay, I'm writing notes.
Just, if you have your computer, just go right now, look into it, and then you pin it. You pin it or you save the page. So like that you can go after it and then you can dig on it.
So you did on the search, what was it?
I did property
Real property records?
property records. I just put property records and it's on Harris County. This is like all my tools that I get. So
Harris County Clerk's office.
yes. So the Harris County Clerk's office, I use it. This is the other thing.
Doesn't look like that.
Go to Google and type it in.
Like this.
Yeah.
That's it.
But why,
Yeah.
why does mine have red?
Just scroll down. Scroll down. Okay.
See, yours is
Yeah.
this
Search records. Right there.
way. Okay, search records. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So right here we can get like a lot of the information. Especially when it comes to sellers, this is kind of like where I go. I just want to make sure who is on record and everything. I happen to have a buyer. He wanted to sell the house, and he was like, "I only owe $160,000, and I bought it for $200. Right now, the house value was $230." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go." Guess what? I'm like, He was already behind in some papers, so I already knew on some payments. So I already knew that he was like 10 grand off. What I didn't knew, it was that he took 2 loans more. So now instead of being 260, he was at 200 plus the 10 grand that he was owing of back payments. So now if I put it for 230, it was going to be a waste of my time because he was going to be even. So he was already on foreclosure. He called me a week before foreclosure. I tried to sell it to investors just for as is, like here. And he was like, just buy it for me. Just keep on the payments. But I'm like, is this house really worth it? Do I really want to jump into that?
You wouldn't need to pay those $10,000 and only means.
No, he's in foreclosure. It should
I would have to pay at least 18 grand to stop the foreclosure, and then the property will have to be still under his name as a first, and then go to the title company for him to sign me a paper that I was buying it for him, but he was going to be still on the loan. So I will have to pay him and he will have to pay the loan. So I'm like, if this guy hasn't even been paying for the last 4 months, what assures me that I'm going to pay those $18,000 plus the $2,000 of monthly payment without him flewing away. And then I'm going to be out 20 grand.
So is that legal?
Just like that.
Is that a wrap? Is that what they call a wrap?
They can call it a wrap if it was under my name. If he was going to change it under my name.
But then doesn't that accelerate the payment because technically it's not him anymore?
Exactly.
So you can't do technically a wrap.
Exactly.
So then how do they get around
You
that?
just do a deed.
A deed, but doesn't that trigger still that he?
The bank is gonna come
No,
after
because
him.
because it's different. So the deed is the information of the property, and then the loan, it's with the bank.
So you're doing deed of trust only? So that's how when somebody says, I'm behind, can you take over payments, buy it? But then you're
Sure.
like,
Sure, yeah, I can take over your payments, but I want to see what is on that. I want to see what was like, how much he was owed. Like, you want to know. So this is where you find that. You put section, lot, block, you put all that information here, and then you search it, and then that's when you're going to get the paperwork.
The deed restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia, there's something that I don't understand.
Yeah.
If it was the case, and you just keep up the payments,
Mm-hmm.
and the lender find out that you're taking over the payments, that he's kind of transferring the property.
It doesn't matter. He's
the bank
liable.
is not going to claim the rest of the money.
No, because the property will still be with him. You're just going to be added to title.
Sí, mi vida, pero en el loan ahí dice que en algunos dice que es not transferable.
He's not transferring the loan. He's still on the loan. I'm not on the loan. I'm only on the deed. That's like when you're married
Oh, okay.
and he already bought the house before you, and then he wants to add you on the deed. You can, because you're legally married. We're in Texas, but you're not on the loan.
Pensé que me ibas a dar uno de
So-
esos wedges de transfer the husband.
No. So this
It doesn't
is
work like that.
this is a lot of things that they were doing. There before getting married, because her credit was fucked up and all that, she couldn't be on the loan, right? The girlfriend couldn't be on the loan. So he bought it. He bought it under his name and all that. They get married now. She gets to be on the loan. She doesn't get pulled credit. She doesn't get pulled nothing. He only goes to the appraisal district. He pulls out a form. He puts her name, her information. They file it, and now she is on the
She's
deed.
responsible.
No, she's not responsible.
She's on the deed. Okay.
If she decides, and this is the thing, if they decide to get divorced, guess what? She getting half of it.
Well, no,
But he's responsible for the loan.
no, if it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, and then she's like, well, I don't think this is serious unless you put me on the deed, and then the guy or girl, right, puts the person on the deed, and then they're in problems because if it ever breaks
Yeah.
or doesn't work,
Yeah.
you got to take that person off.
Yeah.
And
And then they have to sign. They have to do a quick claim.
Oh, that's the quick thing.
They have to do a quick claim to take them off, or they have to sign a deed for the change of the property ownership. You can do it in title. It's like $250. I got divorced, and I bought land here with my ex, but I was the one that literally bought it. So what I did, I was selling it, and I said, hey, you need to come and sign. If he wouldn't come and sign the deed before me closing, and because we were already divorced, title will have to file my divorce and make it public.
Say that.
Mm-hmm.
Say that.
So,
The person's already divorced,
yes, I was already divorced
so why do you need him?
because the property was still under our names.
Gotcha.
Now, on my divorce, it was stating that it was my property because I bought it. I paid for it on the divorce decree. It was granted to me.
But you see, I never understand that. In all these divorce decrees, somebody gets a house, but
Mhm.
then it's never changed. It never gets changed. It just says, oh, we're going to give this person
Mhm.
the house. We're going to
Mhm.
give this person
Mhm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes down to selling it, it's all
Because
kinda
they-
works.
Because
I'm always like, why?
Because
there's
when the
not a
divorce decree, that's why the judge states, okay, the wife, because she's getting the house, her attorney needs to draw the deed for that property immediately for him to
They
sign,
never do that.
because they sleep on it. And now the husband has to come and find out that she's selling and for how much she's selling it for.
I have seen it all the time.
If you don't want to call your ex, you have to, title will have to file your divorce decree where it states that that property is yours, that it's full ownership of yours.
Where do you learn all those things, Mama?
Girl, because I got some fucked up files, so that's why. That's why I'm like telling you, I got so many stories. In 2 years, that's how many stories I got. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been through hell and back with my buyers. And that's why I always advising realtors, make sure about this, make sure about that, make sure about that. Because I don't want you wasting your time and losing time talking and blah, 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 blah. I don't want y'all doing that. So now we find everything, right? So we got 3. We got the work number. We got the IRS government. We got real property. We got a mortgage calculator if you want to use it. And the appraisal district. Okay, if you see my computer, if I show it to you, every time that I have to log in into my Safari, look how many I got. I got them all right there. I got them all right there. Because I don't like when some and this is like I want to know everything. I want to know everything. I want to know where am I getting into. Because I'm a woman, I might be a little bit tall, but I'm fat, I can't run. So I want to know who's coming with me. So yeah, I go and I Google people. Yes, I go and do it. I don't want to go and have a showing with somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
It's scary. This is not the first realtor that this has happened. So just be very careful. If you don't feel comfortable, give us a call.
Pero se perdió en el open house o dónde se perdió?
After, se perdió después de la tarde, del domingo.
But walking her dog.
They found her?
But they found her. Yeah.
They found her?
Why?
They announced it
She's
on
okay?
bar.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I don't know. They didn't get the details. They just said they found her.
Yeah, pues gracias a Dios.
Mamá, tengo una cita.
She was lucky. Okay, mamita. So, we got all this information, right? We got all that information. See, el notice to purchaser, que es el MUD, también se les va a aparecer así como WCID. Okay? So, la casa que le gustó a Rosalie, okay, let me close all this para que vayamos más rápido. Okay, okay, mamita. Okay. We got title. Let's put shortages on the buyer. It's only $30 if he wants to pay it good. Son $30. Okay, now survey. Survey. They changed the survey. Last year they changed this part. So it's either the seller can provide the T47, which is kind of like a notarized document where he states, that the survey that he's providing, it's legal survey, and it was like by a surveyor, and it was signed, dated, and sealed by the surveyor company. So you can do it like that. And then if the title company or buyer's lender does not accept the existing survey or affidavit of declaration, buyer shall obtain a new survey at seller's expense or buyer's. So I always try to push it and make it for them to in 21 days and then on the seller's expense. Sometimes you gotta okay, well, I don't think so. And within so many days after the effective, buyer may obtain. And then the third one, within so many days, seller at seller's expense has to furnish. So it's either the buyer pays for it, either the seller pays for it, or he provides the T47. And if the lender doesn't approve that one, then he needs to get a new one. I give it so if my buyer has to pay for the survey, I give it about 21 days, because remember that you have those 21 days to get your buyer approved. Not your clear to close, but your buyer approved. Because at 21 days, you already passed the inspection, you already passed the appraisal. So you don't want to pay for a survey if the appraisal doesn't come up to the price. That's an extra money. They already pagaron ya el appraisal y pagaron ya la inspection. So they're $1,000 right there. They're off by $1,000. And now they have to pay for the survey. If the house doesn't appraise, don't do the survey. Unless the seller is willing to go buy the survey for the buyer or go down on the price to the appraised value. And then you can pay for the survey. If I put it on number 2, buyer may obtain the survey. I put 21. Yeah, 21 days. It's just the time frame that the lender needs for the appraisal to be turned in. Normally, if everything goes well and the inspection is good, that's like in a week. After the week, some of the lenders, they start working the file and doing the verification of employment and everything, and then they ask for the appraisal. So by the 3rd week, the appraisal is in. Because remember, we're looking into closing into a month. Title commitment is done in between, depending on the title company that you pick, it's done between 4 days to a week. I've received title commitment. If they already pulled title, I received it in a month, like in a day. If they already pulled title on the property. Okay, objections. Buyer may object in writing defects, exception, encumbrances to title disclosed on the survey, other than the items 1, 7 disclosed, blah, blah, blah. What activity? Residential. That is what, if the deeds or in the title commitment, it states that you cannot use it for residential. And then right here, we put, I do 3 days. Because it says, buyer must object the earlier of the closing date or 3 days after buyer receives the commitment, exception documents, and survey. So if I receive the commitment, the title, and it says that I cannot do any commercial activity. I cannot do a hair salon. If I cannot do a hair salon in my garage or in my back room, whatever, this allows me to get off the contract and get my earnest money back. Okay. Okay. So, yes, and objections. If you cannot use it for this, it gives you out so many days after you receive the survey